Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire Season 13 sets up a new duo that Firehouse 51 has been missing since Gallo's exit. In Chicago Fire, Blake Gallo was one of the most pivotal characters because of his energetic determination as a firefighter in Firehouse 51 and his friendly bonds with his colleagues, including Darren Ritter. The Chicago Fire character was never afraid of running towards danger during intense calls and fully supported his fellow firefighters, including ex-girlfriend Violet McCamey after she devastatingly lost paramedic Field Chief Evan Hawkins. Gallo's exit from the One Chicago show heavily impacted Firehouse 51 because he built several relationships during his time there, including gaining mentorship from Stella Kidd. His friendships with Violet and Ritter were also special because they bonded outside of firefighting, such as crafting their brand of beer. After Gallo left, Ritter didn't have a right-hand man to talk with about personal issues and concerns. However, the latest Chicago Fire episode with Sam Carver highlights a developing friendship between Carver and Ritter. Firefighter Darren Ritter is generally a side character in Chicago Fire. However, Season 13, Episode 12 allows him to open up more, including about his relationship with Officer Dwayne Monroe. This is shown when Ritter has an intriguing conversation with Carver about Monroe while getting assistance opening a car door with a cutting machine after a rough call. Ritter and Carver are generally friendly and have occasional small talk, but Ritter is comfortable telling Carver about his breakup with Monroe because his fellow firefighter has also been through breakups. Ritter's openness and vulnerability in this episode signal an opportunity for the show to explore his character even further. For instance, Monroe decides to split from Ritter because he wants more in a relationship, including living under one roof. By contrast, Ritter is uncertain about what he's looking for in a romantic partner and is hesitant about taking major steps like moving in together or getting married. With Carver, Ritter has encountered a friendly companion who's willing to listen and support him in any way he can. Despite the absence of Gallo, Ritter has Violet and Novak as good friends and colleagues. The trio always establishes some comic relief and banter about their romantic relationships in Chicago Fire, but Ritter is usually the one caught in between the two paramedics' dilemmas, providing support to both women. Now that Ritter has opened up more to Carver about his work and relationship issues, he has finally found an effective buddy partner he hasn't had in Firehouse 51 since Gallo. Carver is also very reminiscent of Gallo in terms of his strength and energy during intense calls. Both firefighters have gone through tremendous obstacles in the past. Gallo lost his parents and younger sister in a fire when he was 12 years old, while Sam Carver faced tragedy in his Chicago Fire backstory when he was pushed into a fire by his elder brother Nathan when he was 9. If Ritter and Carver continue to discuss their vulnerabilities in their personal lives and at the workplace in Chicago Fire, their friendship could evolve even further, offering them and audiences something new. Enjoy Screen Rant's primetime coverage. Click below to sign up for our weekly Network TV newsletter. Make sure to check Network TV in your preferences and get the inside scoop from actors and showrunners on your favorite series. When Chicago Fire Season 12 said farewell to Blake Gallo, Firehouse 51 lost more than just a talented firefighter. It lost an energy, a spirit, and a dynamic partnership that had been integral to the team. Gallo's bond with Darren Ritter and Violet McCamey brought a youthful camaraderie that fueled both action-packed rescues and lighthearted moments at the firehouse. However, Season 13 is now gearing up to introduce a new duo to rekindle that missing spark. And if early signs are any indication, Firehouse 51 may have just found the perfect pair to carry the torch forward. Enter Jake Porter and Nana Vasquez, two fresh recruits who, from the moment they step into Firehouse 51, seem destined to become the next iconic duo in the making. Jake, a former paramedic turned firefighter, brings a mix of skill, charisma, and a thirst to prove himself among Chicago's bravest. Nana, an ambitious transfer from Firehouse 20, exudes confidence and a no-nonsense attitude, but hides a sharp sense of humor beneath her tough exterior. From their first encounter, it's clear they'll have a dynamic chemistry reminiscent of Gallo's early days with Ritter and Violet. Jake's transition from EMS to firefighting makes for an interesting learning curve, as he quickly realizes that the challenges of being on the truck are vastly different from his time on the ambulance. Nina, having already proven herself as a capable firefighter, initially regards Jake with skepticism. She doesn't believe in hand-holding or cutting slack for rookies, and she isn't afraid to put Jake in his place. Their first major fire together sees Jake attempting a daring solo rescue, only for Nina to pull him back at the last second, reminding him that heroics mean nothing if you don't make it out alive. The tension is palpable, but so is the potential for growth. As the season progresses, their partnership develops in ways that echo the easygoing yet fiercely loyal friendships Firehouse 51 has nurtured over the years. While Nina helps Jake hone his instincts, Jake, in turn, pushes Nina to loosen up, allowing her personality to shine in ways she's kept guarded. They become the ones who can finish each other's sentences, crack jokes in the heat of tension, and rely on each other when the stakes are at their highest. Their contrasting personalities balance each other out. Jake's eagerness meets Nina's grounded wisdom, making them a duo that commands both attention and respect. One of the season's most pivotal episodes sees Jake and Nina assigned to a high-rise blaze where a floor collapse separates them from the rest of the team. With limited oxygen and thick smoke threatening to engulf them, they rely on sheer determination and each other's strengths to make it through. Jake's past as a paramedic allows him to stabilize a critically injured civilian, while Nina maps out an exit strategy. It's their first major test, and by the time they emerge, battered but victorious, there's an unspoken understanding between them. This partnership is the real deal. Beyond the calls, Jake and Nina integrate into the Firehouse family in ways that feel natural yet fresh. They become staples at Molly's, where their banter quickly becomes legendary. Jake finds a mentor in Severide, who sees shades of himself in the young firefighter's relentless drive, while Nina gains Bowden's respect with her tactical mind and ability to keep her cool under pressure. Their dynamic doesn't replace what was lost with Gallo's departure, it builds upon it, evolving into something unique yet familiar. What makes this duo work isn't just their professional synergy, it's the emotional depth behind their growing bond. Nina, who once had her walls up, starts opening up about why she transferred to 51, revealing past losses that have made her hesitant to form close attachments. Jake, despite his charm and easygoing nature, struggles with self-doubt stemming from a tragic call during his paramedic days. They become each other's confidants, proving that trust isn't just forged in the field, but also in the quiet moments between shifts. By mid-season, the rest of Firehouse 51 begins to recognize that Jake and Nina have filled the void left behind. Ritter, who was initially protective of his old trio's legacy, eventually gives his seal of approval, acknowledging that while Gallo's presence can never be replaced, the Firehouse is stronger when new bonds are allowed to form. Even Violet, who had been hesitant to embrace new faces in her inner circle, finds herself drawn into their antics, ensuring that the spirit of camaraderie lives on. With Chicago Fire Season 13 poised to explore new challenges and character arcs, Jake and Nina's partnership emerges as a highlight. Their journey isn't about replicating what came before, but about carrying the essence of Firehouse 51 into the future. They remind viewers why Chicago Fire continues to thrive, because at its core, it's not just about battling blazes, it's about the bonds formed in the process. Firehouse 51 may have lost Gallo, but with Jake and Nina stepping up, it's clear the team's heart remains as strong as ever. This new duo is exactly what the Firehouse needed, and exactly what fans didn't know they were missing.